What is up, Wizards? Mooner is back, and today I'm bringing you a gameplay vid. Today we got Dromai. So, as you can see, they actually let me go first. I think they wanted to, try to get some ash or something like that. I'm not sure, but I draw into a pretty sweet hand. I get to lay down a chill and put a Channel Lake Frigid into Arsenal. So I like to do that. And then I draw into a Hex, 2 Frostings, and a Encase. And they are going to burn their gold here, which is fine. I didn't give them an opportunity to make any ash. So they're going to burn their gold and make it. Excuse me. But what I'm basically looking to do is get this channel on them, put this Hex down, and then put this Encase in Arsenal, and hopefully draw into a Weather Vane, which sounds pretty good. I think I'm going to pretty much shut their turn down here. They can't really do too much. I assume they have a pretty much all red hand if they pitch 2 reds to gold. So we'll see what they draw into. But I'm going to get this Hex down and see, there's 2 lines here. You could Encase, fusing, and then pitching the Frosting, and then putting the Hex in the Arsenal. But I think my move here is going to be put this Hex down and put this Encase in the Arsenal and hopefully draw into a Weather Vane. So yeah, they drew into the blue. They summon an Asvali, which is fine. I can AB some of this. I still have 1 resource floating. So that's what I'm going to do. If I remember that I have the resource floating. I always forget that I don't. Yeah, but I do, I remember. So I AB it. I take 2 here. I go to 34. And, yeah. Let's see if they really can't do anything else with the channel. So they just are forced to end their turn. And we go into my turn here. And nope, I do choose to Encase, pitching the Frosting and putting the Hex in the Arsenal. Now looking back on this game, I probably would have just played the Hex and put the Encase in the Arsenal and hopefully draw into a 1 or 2 Weather Vanes. But looks like I choose to just get some damage through, strip them of a card, which either play is fine, I think. Sometimes Dromai can just like go burr, and under the channel, I'm not under too much threat of being, too overly bombarded by a lot of things. Like she has to pay for every single thing, but I guess this is the safer of the 2 plays. And it looks like it was the better of the 2 plays. Now going into this hand, I draw into a Popper, another Insidious Chill. I have a blue and a red Polar Cap. So she's going to summon another dragon, Mirror Guy, which is an annoying one. So my Popper is kind of useless at this point. And then I choose to do nothing. And they decide to play a Dust Up, which I think I ended up just taking the Dust Up, giving them a I'm thinking about this long and hard, like what should I do here. This is kind of a bum hand, and one of the reasons I really don't like to run Poppers in this matchup. I will run 3, but Mirror Guy comes out, and then they don't even attack with it with a dragon. They just attack with a Dust Up. So I have a couple different options here. I guess I elect to just take all this damage, and then what I'm going to do is play this Hex. And then I am going to, I'll have Tunic coming up on the next turn, so I'm going to play the Polar Cap by pitching this useless Popper in my hand, which is just a red at this point, and fusing. Oh no. I decide to play the and target. What did I do here? Yeah, I had to reback this. I had to do this again. That was the wrong play. That was definitely the wrong play. Um, yeah, playing the polar cap, fusing by pitching the, which is what I meant to do. That's why I had to back up because I pitched the wrong thing by accident. I did that backwards. But yeah, strip a card, get her under a frostbite, and then get another chill in the arsenal, which seems like a pretty good play here. I don't get to keep my channel around, which is unfortunate, but this is the more base play right here, just to be able to hit her with one of those goated ass polar caps. And she's still under channel, so I think she realizes that when she tries to. No, she still pitches. She wants to AB a little bit of this, I see. So she uses her arm piece, which is fine. Still strips another card from her hand, so she's going to lose another card from that. She's running Give and Take, which is pretty interesting. Give and Take's a super good card. I really like that card a lot. And she gets rid of a Scar. So you can see Give and Take and Scar. She is running a more aggro red line version of Dromai, which is fine. This is a very favored match. She ends up pitching Snatch. So, and here I draw into a really badass hand, and I have the opportunity here to either put another Insidious Chill on her, and but what I am going to elect to do here is I'm thinking about this play long and hard. I could deal her a few damage by putting this chill on her, but I think the yeah, that is the play there. And then play out a energy potion and put another Channel Lake Frigid in the arsenal. Now I could have not done anything there and just played the Ice Eternal with the Yellow Weather Vane. But this gets me 2 chills. I was able to deal her some damage and put another Channel Lake Frigid in the arsenal. And here I draw into a Yellow Weather Vane, a red Ice Vane, a red Weather Vane, and another channel. So I'm going to pitch the Yellow Weather Vane to get this channel out on her. Take whatever damage she throws at me. Hit her with a red Ice Vane, pitching the Channel Lake Frigid, and putting a red Weather Vane in the arsenal, and setting myself up for just like massive amounts of damage in the future here. I will burn up my last chill on my last counter on my first chill, but I still have a fresh chill out. So here I'm just looking to take whatever damage she throws at me, and she's already got a couple dragons on the board, so it's starting to get a little dicey. And she has two she has 2 Ashwings, so she's able to AB3 at this point. But she is under channel again. So our life totals are pretty much at parity right now, which is where I'd like to keep them. I am willing to take some damage to keep them at parity. And she hits me with a Scar. It doesn't have Go again, which is fine. I'm willing to just take that, go down to 22. But I am going to volley back a red Ice Vane, pitching the channel, and fusing with the red Weather Vane. And I'm going to essentially take her entire hand and deal her some damage. Whether or not she has a blue in hand or not is yet to be seen. But nope, I got rid of her whole entire hand. Keep channel around, so she can't even attack with a single dragon. And here I draw into nothing that fuses. So this is where I can just... I'm going to pause this for a second, because this is a very interesting hand here. I get to put down another Hex, but if I want to keep my channel around, I'm going to get stuck with a... Heart of Findall in my hand. So one of the 2 plays here would be play the Frost Hex, pitching either the Winter's Bite or the Polar Blast, and Waning Moon. That way I get to keep my channel around. But I think the more heads-up play here is going to be... I don't remember what I do, but I think the more heads-up play here is going to be stripping a bit of her hand using Coronet Peak. But let's see. I don't remember because I'm going to be stuck with this Red Weather Vein in Arsenal. But is there a way to keep this channel around? I don't remember, and I don't think so. Not without getting stuck with a Heart of Findall in hand, and I really don't want to do that. So I choose the Winter's Biter, and then I'm going to pitch the Heart of Findall to Coronet Peak, and then I'm going to Waning Moon with the Polar Blast. Nope, I'm just going to play out the... Yeah, there we go. That's the heads-up play right there. I don't get to keep channel around, but I do get to put another Hex down on her and deal her a couple more damage. And I draw into another fuseless hand. No fuse targets in this hand either. And I don't have channel around anymore. So I'm really at risk of, this game spiraling out of control because I believe she has 5 or 6 dragons still on the board. So this game can get out of control really quickly. And this is just going to be a block out hand. And maybe try to keep this... I'm just going to try to block out and save my life a little bit here. Keep my life as close to hers as possible. And maybe just pitch the Coronet Peak and just move on. I could also try to tax her a little bit with this Cold Snap using my Tunic resource. But it is unfortunate that I just drew into 2 fuse targetless hands in a row. But them's the break. Sometimes that's what happens with Weathervane. And she's just going to start her Dragon Onslaught, which is what I would expect her to do, and put this last card, which is probably a defensive card, into Arsenal if she didn't, attack with it or cast it, because she has a very streamlined deck. And pitching the Snatch is very interesting, which means that last card in hand is probably something like a... Oh, it is a 0-cost dragon. There we go. It is a Dromai. So her dragon board is getting pretty out of control here. And I just ate a whole lot of damage, and I'm going to eat a whole lot next turn too. So hopefully I can freeze one of her dragons. And then pitch this last card to Coronet Peak. And I will freeze Dromai in case I do draw into a Pauper. She can attack with Dromai first and gain an action point. And I don't draw into a Pauper, but I do draw into a Freezing Point, a Polar Cap, a Brain Freeze, and another. So hopefully I survive this turn. I'm going to look to just block out as much as I can. I'm going to take as much damage as possible. And then be able to volley back 11 at her and 4 Frostbites and stripping a card with a chill counter. So hopefully I don't die here. I'm just looking to throw out as much defense as I possibly can, like getting rid of my Coronet Peak. And if I have to, I will block with this Polar Cap because I can activate this Energy Potion to pay for the Red Weather Vein. So yeah, there I am just checking all the dragons, calculating up how much damage I'm going to take, and I think I survived this turn at like 4. which it's getting pretty hairy. One of the negative things about just ignoring these dragons and going with my game plan of just trying to tax her as much as possible is if I do have an off turn or two off turns like you saw there, I end this turn at 7, which is fine, is you risk, taking a lot of damage from these dragons if she's able to amass a couple. But hopefully I catch her with an all-red hand here. She's going to take 11 damage unless she chooses to AB any of it. But with 2 hexes out, she's probably looking to, be able to pay through these frostbites. Because that's going to be 8 damage from the frost hex as opposed to 11 damage. And yeah, there we go. She does have an Oasis Respite and Arsenal. But I am going to take her down to a 3-card hand. And put a Cold Snap in the arsenal, which is probably best case scenario with her going into a 3-card hand. So we'll get rid of those. No. We'll see how much she chooses to take here. She does have AB4, and she chooses to get rid of her whole hand, which she had a blue in hand, and I think that was the wrong play. She should have taken the damage and tried to break those frostbites, because now I'm going to give her 5 frostbites, draw into another card. And I'm looking to... Yeah, and I draw into another red, which is pretty unfortunate. So I can't even Waning Moon her here at this point. And that's another case for not running all these poppers is, that red really hurts. Drawing into that red really hurts. I might go back to Fendel's Fighting Spirit, the yellow ones. But the Amnesia is really good into Katsu. So I'm able to burn my last chill counter here, strip her of at least 2 cards, and send 4 damage at her. And she's at that life total right now where she really has to protect her life because this game is pretty much in the bag. Being able to put another Cold Snap in the arsenal is just super overpowered at this stage in the game. It is one of my highest arsenal targets at this late in the game because if I can draw into another freezing point, or if I don't draw into it, just being able to dig just a little bit deeper and hopefully draw into it, and I can end this game. And she plays a Burn Them All, which really dumb. That was probably the wrong move on her part. But she wants to give all her dragons go again, so I understand why she does it. But she has to realize that she's going to get taxed a resource here. And she goes down to 2. And as soon as she tries to attack by pitching this last card, I'm able to break my boots and play this red Ice Vein. And that's game right there. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. That's pretty much how you deal with Dromai. Not every game is like that, but it's pretty similar. If you are caught with like a couple bad hands, like you saw in that game, she can amass quite a big dragon horde very, very quickly, especially these more red line decks because they are running all the 0-cost dragons and they can just, dump their hands with them. And that is the strategy that she went with, and hoped that I had a couple bad hands, which I did, and I went down to a pretty low life total, which is not where I wanted to be. But as long as you tax her as much as you possibly can and prioritize getting those chills out, you'll be fine. Thanks, guys.